So you resent your husband after having babies, and you have never said that sentence out loud to anyone. You love him, you chose him, you would choose him again. And somewhere between the delivery room and where you are right now, something shifted. The warmth that used to be automatic now has to be manufactured. And when he reaches for you, something in you pulls back. And you don't know why. I spent 2 postpartum seasons carrying this privately. And I eventually found out that none of it was a marriage problem and none of it was a heart problem. Today, I'm going to be showing you exactly what was happening in my body that was creating that distance and why restoring it changed my marriage without us ever having to have the conversation I had been dreading. Let me try to describe something, and I want you to tell me how close this is. It's 3 in the morning, the baby's crying again, and he is asleep. Not pretending, actually asleep, breathing slowly, completely undisturbed. And something moves through you in that moment that you don't have a clean name for. It's not quite anger, it's not quite sadness. It's something older and colder than either of those things. And you lie there in the dark, feeding your baby, cataloging every inequity in the last 6 weeks. Every night you got up alone. Every morning he left showered and present while you started the day already depleted. And the catalog gets longer every single night. And the distance between you all get wider. And inside, you are carrying something you haven't told anyone. This is postpartum resentment. And it is one of the most common and least talked about experiences in all of motherhood. And for a Christian woman who loves God and loves her husband and made vows that she meant, it is also one of the most shame soaked. And I want to talk about it today because I think you have been carrying it alone for long enough. Now, I want to name 3 specific things that live inside of postpartum resentment that most people never say out loud. The hot surge of resentment when he walks out the door in the morning, not because he's doing anything wrong, just because he gets to leave. He gets to move through a day with structure and completion and even adult conversation. And you're still here in the same walls, in the same loop, with a body that has not been yours since the first trimester. The way his reach for you in the evening creates something in your body that feels closer to irritation than desire. You have been touched all day, needed all day. Your body has been a feeding source and a comfort object in a climate structure since before the sun came up. And by the time the kids are down, your body does not want to be needed by one more person, not even him. And you feel guilt about that too. And the grief. And I want to use that word specifically, the grief of a body that did something heroic, that carried and grew and delivered a human being, while the person beside you went through none of it. His body is exactly the same as it was before your babies. Yours will never exactly be the same again. And nobody has acknowledged that adequately. Not him, not your doctor, not anyone. And underneath the resentment, there is a grief wearing the mask of anger. And you have not shared these things with anyone, not your best friend, not your small group, definitely not your husband, because naming them out loud feels like a betrayal of your marriage and your faith. And here is what I need you to know. None of this is a heart problem. None of it is a marriage problem. It is a physical problem. And physical problems have physical solutions. And that distinction changes everything about what you actually do next. And if you're sitting here thinking, yes, that is exactly me, go take the free quiz in my description right now. It takes 2 minutes and it tells you exactly what type of depletion your body is running and what your specific first steps look like. Comment quiz below and I will send the link directly to your DMs right now. It's 2 minutes, it's free, and it's specific to you. Now, I want to tell you about a specific night. My youngest was about 3 months old. It was late, maybe 10:30, and the baby had finally gone down after what felt like the longest evening of my life. My husband came and he sat next to me on the couch, and he didn't do anything wrong. He literally just sat next to me and put his hand on my back, just his hand. And I moved, not dramatically, just shifted slightly so his hand was no longer touching me. And I pretended I was just adjusting my position, and he pretended not to notice. And I sat there in silence after that, and I thought, what is wrong with me? This man has loved me well. He has not done anything to deserve the wall I have quietly built between us, and I cannot feel warmth towards him. And when he touches me, something in me recoils, and I did not have the language for it yet. I have been performing the marriage, showing up to the surface of it, saying the right things, being functional, but the felt experience of being close to him, the desire for connection, the warmth, the love I knew was real somewhere in my body, I could not locate it. And the gap between what I knew to be true and what I could feel was getting wider and wider every week. And I had been treating it like a marriage problem. We need to communicate better. We need a date night. We need to reconnect. And all of those things are true, and none of them were the actual problem. The actual problem was what was happening in my body, not in my marriage. And I want to show you what I mean by that. Your capacity for warmth, for felt connection, for physical closeness, for the desire to be near someone you love is not purely an emotional or spiritual function. God designed it to be experienced through a physical body with physical requirements. Your nervous system needs to be in a regulated state to produce the felt experience of love and connection, not survival mode, not threat response. Regulated, calm, safe, and resourced. And when your nervous system is regulated, you can receive love. You can feel warmth. You can sit next to your husband and feel the peace that comes from being beside someone who is yours. And when your nervous system is running a survival protocol, which a depleted postpartum body almost always is, it does not have the physical resources to generate that experience. The capacity for warmth is not gone, it's just inaccessible because your body is allocating everything it has to getting through the day. Your body is not punishing you, your body is just trying to protect you. And the specific resources your nervous system needs to come out of survival mode were drawn from your body during your pregnancies and have never once been specifically restored. Here is the part that reframes the entire marriage conversation. The resentment is not primarily about the inequity. The catalog you built at 3 a.m. is real. The grief of your body is real. But the intensity of those feelings, the way you feel insurmountable and permanent, that intensity is coming from a depleted nervous system. A regulated nervous system experiences inequity as frustrating and worth addressing. A depleted nervous system experiences it as catastrophic. The resentment is the signal, the depletion is the source. I want to tell you what it felt like the first time that warmth came back. It was not dramatic. There was no conversation, no date night that fixed everything. It was an ordinary evening. My husband was on the couch and I had just put both the kids down, and I walked down into the living room and I sat next to him and I did not move away. Something that had been braced in my chest for months just released. Not all at once, but quietly, like a door that had been stuck, finally swinging open on its own. And I felt him beside me, actually felt it, not performed it, not white knuckled my way through it. I did not decide to feel it, it just arrived. He noticed before I had said anything. He said, I seem like myself again, not a better version, myself, the woman he has been missing for longer than either of us had been willing to name. And I want you to hear something so clearly. Restoring your body is not a replacement for marriage conversations that need to happen. There are real inequities that need addressing, real grief that needs witnessing, but trying to have those conversations from a depleted nervous system is like trying to build something on a foundation that still has cracks. Restore the foundation first, and everything built above it will hold differently. And I know what's running in the back of your mind. You might be thinking, my situation is more than depletion. My husband has actually done some things that have hurt me. The resentment is legitimate, and I'm not going to just let biology dismiss what is real. And I hear you, and you're right. The depletion does not erase the real things. What I am telling you is that addressing them from a restored nervous system is completely different from addressing them from a depleted one. The same conversation that dissolves into a fight tonight might actually resolve something when your nervous system has what it needs to stay regulated. The depletion is not the excuse, it is the variable that determines whether the repair is actually possible. And you also might be thinking, well, I have been hoping the warmth would come back on its own, and it just has not. And I'm starting to wonder if it ever will. It will, not through more hoping, through restoration, through giving your body back what it lost. Here is what I want you to walk away knowing today. The resentment you have been carrying is not evidence of a broken marriage. It is not evidence of a cold heart. It is evidence that your body is running a physical deficit that started with your first pregnancy and has never been addressed. Your love is real. Your body just lost the capacity to feel it. And those are two completely different problems with two completely different solutions. Before you go, first, take the free quiz in my description right now. It takes 2 minutes and it tells you exactly what type of depletion your body is running and what your specific first step looks like. Comment quiz below and I will send that to your DMs directly. Do it right now. It will take 2 minutes and it's free. And the best of all, it's specific to you. And lastly, send this video to her. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The one who has been lying awake, cataloging the inequities and telling nobody. The one whose marriage feels colder than she knows it should. And who has been quietly blaming herself or her husband for what her body is actually responsible for. She has been carrying this alone for a long time. The warmth is coming back, not through more trying, through restoration. And I will see you all in the next video.